Martin Reardon is the Vice President of the Soufan Group, specialising in providing security intelligence services to governments and companies, and he joins us now. Martin, Iraqi forces are making ground against Daesh, but the intensified fighting is causing major problems for innocent civilians. Is there any way around this, and is it worth it?
Well, to answer your first question, there's a way around it. Not if the intent is to go with the attack now. I think from the U.S. perspective, the preference was that the Iraqi forces focus on Mosul. Down the road, a much bigger battle in the campaign. I think in large respect because of the recent suicide bombings in Baghdad and Fallujah serving as a staging point in large part for those bombings, this picked up the timeline for the Iraqis to attack. So the attack is ongoing. It's going to continue. Unfortunately, you've got as many as 50,000 civilians in Fallujah who are trapped. They can't get out. And we're looking at a significant toll in civilian casualties because of this attack.
So are you suggesting, Mr. Reardon, that this particular battle isn't worth it by Iraqi forces?
Well, eventually, Fallujah is going to have to be taken, but the bigger prize is Mosul. I think the concern right now is the Iraqi army is not ready for an attack like this, so there's a very heavy reliance on the Shia militias, which are controlled by Iran. And this could turn into a sectarian bloodbath. In large respect, the Shias look at Fallujah as being responsible as the birthplace of Islamic State, and that they are not civilians caught in the middle, but Islamic State sympathizers. So there's a potential for a sectarian bloodbath if the Shia militias are allowed in.
So
Al-Abadi is looking...
No, please continue.
I was going to say, I think one approach that the Iraqis may look at is when it's time to actually move forces into Fallujah, to use the Iraqi army, not the Shia militias. I think that'll make a big difference. Otherwise, if this becomes a sectarian conflict, it's going to be the same problem we've seen over and over again over the years. The Sunnis are going to push back on the Iraqi government.
Correct me if I'm wrong here, Mr. Reardon, but you seem to be suggesting that Mosul is the bigger prize at play here and that Iraqi and coalition forces should be focusing on that area before Fallujah. Is that correct? And if so, why?
Well, Mosul is the second largest city that Islamic State controls, Mosul and Raqqa in Syria. Many more Iraqis in Mosul than in Fallujah. So it is, when you're looking at the significance of taking cities, Mosul is a bigger prize than Fallujah. But again, Fallujah is right on the outskirts of Baghdad, and for the Iraqi government, it has to be taken because it's been used as a stage for the suicide bombings. But just the fact that they're doing it and relying so heavily on the Shia militias, this is a point of concern.
Martin Reardon, thank you so much for your insight.